guys, welcome back to another episode of Tip in the Word. And today we're going to be talking about being in the world and not of it. This is like a super popular phrase. I've heard it multiple times, and I just wanted to discuss it. And this was basically inspired by my go-to verse right now, my favorite verse right now, which I should have had pulled out before I started this. That would have been smart. But it's Romans 12:2, and it says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." And just the biggest part of the verse, obviously, that I want to focus on right now is the "do not be conformed to the world." We should actually look up what the word conform means. And by the way, I'm an iPad girl right now, so put on my handy dandy iPad. What does conform mean? To act according to or be obedient to a rule or norm. Ooh, I like that it says norm. Let's not act like what's normal in this world. And I don't know about you guys, but like sometimes that's really hard, because I feel like we all have this weird inkling to want to fit in and like want to be like, want to be liked and want to just do what everybody else is doing, because number one, it's like it's comfortable to be doing what everybody else is doing, and it's easier to be doing what everyone else is doing. And I just feel like it's hard when like you read verses like this and you say like, don't conform to the world, don't be normal, don't do what everyone else is doing. Something I wanted to talk about, and like something I wanted to like ask you guys just to start off with, just like what are some things that, or what is like something that's super worldly that you struggle with, and that it's like hard for you not to like do the same thing the world is doing. And just to give an example, I wanted to go first, of course. For me, it's like music. I love music, and especially being, typical person in the world, addicted to TikTok, typical worldly behavior. Like the music on there, it's not. And music has so much more power than we think it does, because it's literally like going into our brains, and you like what you hear is what you end up thinking about all the time, and I stand by that. And sometimes it's hard for me. It was hard for me to give up some of the artists who I used to say like were my favorite artists of all time. I feel like this time last year I would like give myself excuses, like compromise and like make deals. And we all learned that passion in 2024, that we're not making no deals this year. We're not compromising with the devil, saying like, oh, it's just good, it's just music, like blah blah blah. But it's really not. It's really not. And sometimes it can feel like changing your music up is doing too much, and or whatever it is for you, like whether that's it's usually something really small that we're holding on to and we don't even know we're holding on to it, and it seems unimportant, but it's very important to give up every single little thing to God that we are used to doing. It's very important for us to look at what we were doing and what we're doing now. And if you look at what you were doing and what you're doing now, and it doesn't look that different, then I would say that you need to reevaluate what you're doing, because your life should be very changed. Music has been a big struggle, even to this day. But yeah, if you ever need any Christian music recommendations, any genre, because there's literally every genre. People like don't even know there's literally Christian music in every freaking drama, every freaking genre. I read this article this morning, and it was talking about the phrase, and it was saying like sometimes he disagrees with it a little bit, because like it's saying like, yes, we're in the world and not of it, but we've also been sent into it, and like Jesus literally prayed that for us in John 17, which I was gonna talk about later. I was gonna talk about that verse. Like we're sent into the world, so it's just like we're not conforming to it, we're making it our own and we're being different. Like, it's not normal for me to go to a concert in a church and freaking have so much fun worshiping the Lord through Christian rap. That's not normal, and a lot of people think that's weird, and that's okay. That is okay. Like, not this past passion, but the passion before, like, so Passion 2023, like Sadie was talking about being sent and awkward for Christ. Like, it's okay to be, like, for people to think that what you're doing is weird. It's okay that for what people to think you're doing is, like, not normal, because it's not. Like, we're not supposed to conform to the world. We're not supposed to be doing what's normal. We're supposed to be doing what's different. So when it comes to, like, being in the world and not of it, I do agree with the phrase, because literally Jesus said that in the Bible. But I also agree with the part about us being sent into the world to be a light and to spread the gospel, and of course show people Jesus and show people, like, this thing that's not normal that we have, and to, like, come over here on the narrow road. Don't go down that road. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Come do what I'm doing, you know? Follow me as I follow Jesus, as Paul said. Yeah, and, like, sometimes that can really be applied to the friends that we have in our life. If you work in anywhere in the world, then, like, you're gonna run into worldly people all the time, and as you should, because we are sent into the world. And this is really funny, because, like, my church, like, motto is, like, we are sent. So this is, like, funny that I keep saying this. I didn't realize it when I was, like, thinking about what I was gonna say in this video, but it's, like, clicking in my head now. That we are truly, like, sent out. I'm, like, sitting, like, freaking ugh. But yeah, we are sent into the world to be the light and to be different. Like, we're not meant to, like, hide ourselves and, like, oh, everyone else lives in houses and uses electricity and sleeps in a bed, like, so we should, like, be different and sleep on the ground. And no, that's not what that means. That's not, like me personally, I feel like certain people take it too far, and I feel like which is a totally different story and a totally different thing. Like, even other religions have taken, like, stuff, like, too far. Like, when Jesus says, like, oh, be in the world, not of it, they're like, oh, like, yeah. So that's why I feel like this video is important, and I am completely open to everyone commenting down below, because I'm still learning myself, and I love to hear what people have to say about this. So comment down below. I just think that overall, what I'm trying to say, it's important for us to be a light to the people in spiritual darkness. And how I look at the phrase is, yes, we're in this world. Yes, this is where we live. But we are not supposed to do the same thing the world is doing. We are supposed to do what the Lord told us to do. And there's, like, a million verses I could share, but I picked a few. 1 John really came to my mind when I was, like, thinking about this. It was about, like, not overcoming the world, but I'm gonna read that one too. But it was talking about do not love the world. 1 John 15. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desire of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life. I'm gonna read that. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, and pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires. But whoever does the will of God abides forever. And that's why I was saying, like, what that phrase really means to me is just, like, just not doing what the world says, but doing what Abba has told us to do. Like, and that's all up in all the Gospels. You should go read them. But, like, it's all up in the Gospels. Jesus told us to do a lot of things. Like, being a light is the biggest one that pops into my head, of course. Just being a light in the world. And just, like, standing firm on what you believe in, even if it looks weird. And even if it's awkward. You know, like, sharing the gospel with someone and, like, everyone else is in agreement. Like, it's okay that you're not in agreement with everyone else, because you're not of the world. Especially if you look at all the people around you. Like, why would you want to be in agreement with people who stand against what your Father says? So, like, if you look at yourself and you're agreeing with these people, maybe you should, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, another verse in 1 John that I liked was 1 John 5, 1 through 5. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ has been born of God. and everyone who loves the Father loves whoever has been born of him. By this, we know that we love the children of God when we love God and obey his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. For everyone who has been born of God overcomes the world, and this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. Who is it that overcomes the world except the one who believes that Jesus is the Son of God? And that is just the biggest encouragement, that all that says to me is just like, be encouraged. Jesus has already overcome the world, and you have Jesus in you. You've been born of God because of Jesus, so you have the power to overcome the world ever. So like, whenever you're in that awkward moment, or in that where it feels like no one, and it feels like you're alone and all this stuff, it's just like, be encouraged. Like, Jesus has overcome the world, and Jesus has felt like everything that you have felt, and he overcame all of it. But going back to 1 John 2:15. I don't think I said what verse it was last time. When it said, for all that is in the world, this is what's all that's in the world: the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, and pride of life. Ooh, that pride of life. I think they talk about that in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is seen like this very depressing book, but I quite enjoyed it when I read it. I hope you guys don't look at me so heavily because I say I enjoy Ecclesiastes, but I didn't notice that at first, but now I'm just like noticing that those are the 3 things that are in the world, and we all know like the flesh is dying, so all that's in the world is what the flesh wants, and all that's in the world is pride and the pride of life, and just like everyone wanting to get what they want. And another thing I wanted to share that I struggle with, that the world does, that I'm trying like not to do anymore, is just like when it comes to like what you want to do with your life, and dreams and big dreams I always have, because like I feel like before I came to Christ, I had all these big dreams. They were all like very prideful, just like, oh, wanting a big house, and wanting to be rich, and wanting to be things. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to obviously live comfortable and have money and not to be struggling, but I think for us to desire having such a big, like, I don't know, like, I feel like desiring to have a mansion, why do you need that many rooms? That is selfish. Like, that is coming from a selfish, that is like, oh, sorry, I just hit my mic. That is coming from a place of pride, like wanting a mansion. Like, no one actually needs a mansion. No one who has a mansion actually needs that. Like, you don't need that many rooms. Like, and these people who are famous and rich, like, they will never be satisfied. And you notice, like, all these people who have money, like, all they want is just more money. So it's just like, once you get all this money, I just want more money. Like, so like, what's the point, really? I try to look at my life, like, I try to want a more simple life for myself, just to like be comfortable living, like not to be struggling. That is like the goal. Like, I just don't want to be struggling. Like, I can live in a little nice house with a little nice backyard, like all these things are nice, but I don't, it's just like to have the desire to like have all this money and have this big house and have all these numbers. Like, even with my YouTube channel, like sometimes I catch myself wanting to like, oh, I need a subscriber. It's just like, because for us as Christians, it should not be about having a whole bunch of stuff. It should be about doing what the will of God is. And I feel like applying it to my YouTube channel, at least just using that for example, just like, it's not about me getting like 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers. It's about me making videos like this and it helping like one person and in their relationship with God. It's helping one person, you know, go open their Bible. Like, it's about the one person, because for Jesus, it was always about the one person. So that's how I think about it. Like, it's not about all these people. It's about the one person that you could be like helping right now. And I don't know why my voice is just like going out right now. So basically, to end this off, like what I've been trying to say for this whole time, it's just like, don't be doing what the world is doing. Be what the Lord. See, every time I try to say like my little end of phrase, I like start stuttering or something. Basically, just don't be doing what the world is doing. Be doing what the Lord told you to do. Be who the Lord told you to be. Don't try to like fit in, because like at the end of the day, the Lord will bring you the people in your life who are supposed to be in your life. And I can make a whole nother video on community, because besides the word of God itself, like community has definitely had the biggest like effect on me in my walk with God. The video has been much longer than I wanted it to be. But just to end it off, I wanted to read John 17:14-16, which is literally God literally praying for us, which is crazy. Like, God literally prayed for us. Okay, like, let's not take that lightly. That's crazy. And it says, I have given them your word, and the world has hated them because they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. Sanctify them in the truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world. And for their sake, I concentrate myself, that they also may be sanctified in truth. And I absolutely love that. And like I said, it's just like mind-blowing my mind that Jesus was even praying for me in the first place. But of how it just says, like I was talking about earlier, just like we're not supposed to hide ourselves from the world. Like, we're being sent into the world, and like Jesus prayed for us, we should be praying for the Lord to keep us away from the devil and his lies and tricks and plays, and for Screen to fight against everything that he's going to throw at us. And sometimes that is simply just the world and its ways, and to just like pray for help with that. And that, I just wanted to leave you guys with that. Not only encouragement that like Jesus was literally praying for you, and that Jesus overcame this world, but like you have the Holy Spirit inside of you helping you to overcome. And at the end of the day, this is not our home. Heaven is our home. We are quite literally passing by. Literally. This will all mean nothing to us. We won't even remember it, actually. There's been a lot of debate. I need to read Revelation, but I remember I asked my friends this in like small group on Monday night once, like just like are we gonna remember each other in heaven? And a lot of people said like no. I think the correct answer is no, because I feel like if we remember each other, then we'll remember all the things that happened in the world, and there's no like pain or anything in heaven. So it's just like I don't think we're gonna remember that. But like some people were saying like, oh, what if we don't, like God makes us all remember like part of each other, just like recognition. Like it's just a whole bunch of stuff. It's a whole nother story, by the way. But I hope this encouraged you guys, and you know, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am really, really, really enjoying doing this. And yeah, I hope this encouraged you. And if you like this, subscribe. I do these videos every single Sunday. This is the third day in a row. Clap it up for consistency. Let's go. Clap it up for consistency. And yeah, if you want to like get to know me a little more, I do post vlogs every Wednesday, so you can just totally go and watch one of those after this. But that's all I have to say. Like, comment, subscribe, and that's the word. Bye.